you been wondering how organisations around the world are solving plastic pollution? Or whether our individual actions are making any difference? Or even how to get something going yourself? Tune in for conversations with me, Nat, founder of City to Sea, and my inspirational guests from around the world. So welcome to Nat's Chats. It's good to have you tuning in to us. I'm going to be speaking today to Antoine Argouges, the founder of Tulipshare, which is a new activist platform which basically empowers people like you, people like me, to promote ethical change in big businesses through our investments. So welcome, Antoine.
Thank you for having me, Nat.
Pleasure. It's really exciting to see what you're doing and to see this emerging as a way that everyday activists and people who want to see change in the world can do it through their investments. So let's talk first of all about City to Sea and us being a plastic pollution organisation. How could Tulipshare or how could Share Action actually prevent plastic pollution?
Very simply, Tulipshare is an activist investment platform. We empower activists to fight for the change they want at global company by becoming a shareholder. And we enable the everyday individuals, as you said, like you, like me, like anyone else, to invest behind social and environmental campaigns, such as reducing plastic pollutions. We then unite those shareholders together to engage with the companies to have a stronger collective voice. And people start by investing with as little as £1, and we advocate on the individual behalf by engaging with the companies directly. So we have a campaign to reduce Coca-Cola's target of 50% of recycled plastic, and we want them to increase this target to 100% by 2030. So this is how we believe Tulipshare is working to reduce plastic pollution.
Yeah, which would have a massive impact if they did switch all of their bottles and stopped using virgin plastic. I mean, that would have make a huge dent in how much virgin fossil fuels were being used around the world.
100%. Coca-Cola has been named 3 years, I think, in a row, the top global plastic polluters. So really our vision at Tulipshare is to change the large corporation, the large actor in this space by becoming shareholders from within. And really, Coca-Cola is if you want to fight plastic, you have to engage with Coca-Cola.
Yeah, and I mean, they recently set some impressive reuse targets. So saying that they were going to make a quarter of its packaging reusable by 2030. So that's the kind of thing that Tulipshare could do with other organization brands as well, and actually put pressure on them, not just to switch to recyclable plastics, but to set ambitious refill and reuse targets as well.
Anything is possible. As shareholders, you can have a say in the way a business is run. If you want to push for one strategy or the other, anything is possible. What's important is that the company does listen to its shareholder. So it is as long as the proposition makes sense and you can convince other shareholders in the business to follow alongside your decision, then you can have a say in the way the business is run.
It's really exciting, and for some people might be a new concept. And I can imagine that some people watching might think, well, I'm not an investor. I've barely got any savings. I haven't really got much spare cash. So maybe this isn't relevant for me. But actually, what you're saying is people can have a voice, have a seat at the table for as little as £1. I'm curious to know how that works.
By the power of the collective. So when we engage with Coca-Cola, we speak on the behalf of everyone who's invested on Tulipshare through the Coca-Cola campaign. Everyone who has bought Coca-Cola stocks on Tulipshare, which gives us the power of the collective, gives us the power of the people and our users, and which allow us to actually aggregate someone who only wants to participate in this investment with only £1 as the same as someone who participates with £10,000.
It kind of democratizes that element of it then as well.
It democratizes the voice, the engagement with the corporation, and it also does this little 1 + 1 = 2. You have resources, I have resources. We both want to fight plastic. Why don't we group our forces together to engage with big corporation? it is, in my opinion, the only way for corporations to listen to the retail investors. If you speak to them on your own, you're just one little drop of in the big bucket. Whereas when we engage with the collective through a centralized entity like Tulipshare, the voice and the message is, I would say, amplified.
Yeah. And so do you have to have a majority voice at those meetings? So I guess it's, what is it, like AGMs or the sort of shareholder meetings? Do you, as Tulipshare, representing, however many thousands of people, do they have to be in the majority for that resolution to get passed?
So what we do first is engage with the companies through negotiations. We engage with the companies, the investors relation teams, the exec of this company. And that doesn't require any thresholds. Any shareholders can engage with the company, is owner of a little piece in. Then obviously, if the response from the company is not the one expected, then you can use the corporate governance playbook to push shareholder resolution to be then voted on by every other shareholder in the company. This, for Coca-Cola, requires $25,000 worth of stocks held for over a year. It requires, and then it requires a majority vote at the AGM to be able to succeed. This is how it works.
Yeah. And so, and you're fairly new. Tulipshare launched this year, I think, officially in 2022.
July 2021, actually. We opened the service in the UK in July 2021, so we have been active for less than a year.
Yeah. And so, and how's it going so far? Like, what kind of campaigns are you working on? What kind of numbers of people are you getting supporting what you're doing?
So we're only in the UK at the moment as a regulated business by the Financial Conduct Authority. We can only onboard UK residents, but we had great success in our activism. We have 6 campaigns on the platform. We've submitted 4 shareholder proposals this year, and 3 are going to be voted on. One at Amazon to improve workers' rights in the delivery center, one at Salesforce to increase their and audit their diversity hiring at the global level, and the other is Johnson & Johnson to stop selling cancer-causing product in their baby product line. All 3 resolutions are going to have massive impact on the world if we succeed, and if we get other shareholder supports, and we're really much looking forward this AGM season. Fighting plastic this year, there are other shareholders that are submitting proposal alongside this direction. So we are closely following how it's going on this AGM season to prepare better for the 2023 one.
It's so exciting that you've got 3, what did you call them again?
Campaigns, 3 campaigns that are being voted on. Just in our first year. It's really exciting. It's been hard.
I was going to say, it sounds really broad as well. Like you're looking at social justice issues, so sort of workers' rights, diversity and inclusion, as well as waste issues, as well as environmental issues. So do you have specific sort of categories? Because I noticed as well, you've got like one for Apple to demand or call on them to do a right to repair, which would avoid huge amounts of waste and resources. So I love how broad you can be with your actions.
I mean, there is so much topics to change, and you and I both know that the system we live in requires a lot of change. Now, absolutely anything that touches people, planet, and governance in general is worth for us having a campaign. If it can be scientifically and ethically justifiable, then it is worth for us having a campaign onto our platform.
So in terms of people actually getting involved at home, it's clear that we can make a difference. And I think what's really exciting about what Tulipshare are doing is it's giving us a way to affect system change, isn't it? Because we're not going to undo these businesses and make Amazon go out of business, and we're not going to make Coca-Cola go out of business, overnight. All we can do really is put pressure on them to become a lot better than they are, and to move from being polluters to protectors. So this really is a vehicle. It's another way of tackling those issues, isn't it?
Absolutely. And for companies to commit to real and long-lasting change, the pressure needs to come from within, because a company's and a corporation's sole objective is to respond to its shareholders. That's the purpose, is to deliver value for its shareholders. If its shareholders as individual wants to influence the company in one or another, then it has to be the response of the company to satisfy its shareholders. So absolutely, you want the long-lasting change. You need to act from within, and the best way is to become a shareholders within those companies.
I love it. It's like adding another string to your bow as an activist and kind of tackling it from those different angles. So when people sign up, if they think, okay, I want to do this, if I can do it for a quid, or if I can invest, anything from £1 to £10,000, assuming they can actually, as an investment, make money from it as well.
So we don't guarantee any return. Your investment are made on the stock market, and as any investment, your capital is obviously at risk of market fluctuation that can go up or down. So that's the thing. But what people do is, well, they come on the platform, they create an account. Then obviously we're a financially regulated platform, so you have to go through a lengthy process of an account creation, because we have to check a lot of information about you. Then people can top up their account, so they just send money onto the platform, and then they can start trading straight away. They can start investing the money in the campaigns that they feel they have close connections to, that they feel that their values are met. They can follow campaigns updates. How is the activism progressing? And they can follow the performance of the investment, as you said, on the same way. People decide when they want to what they want to do. So they decide how they want to manage their investment strategy here. We don't give any advice as to which companies you should buy or when you should buy or sell. People do it on their own.
Yeah, because really it feels like the ethos is around affecting change, not necessarily, increasing your investment. So it's an interesting, I can imagine that most people signing up are doing it as a way to have a voice and have a seat at the table.
Absolutely. And it's very different, I would say, from other broker-dealer or other financial institutions, because clearly people who are participating on Tulipshare, especially at this early start, are really, I would say, passionate activist. Definitely.
Yeah. And so just to recap then, so someone would go onto the Tulipshare site. Well, I've done it, and it's a fairly simple sign up process, but as you said, it being a financially regulated business, that you have to enter some of your enter your details, then your account gets verified, you top up your account, and then you're good to go.
Exactly. And then you can already start participating into an activism campaign. If there is updates about the activism, you will receive information. If there is update about a vote, about a campaign, about a major milestone there, you will be updated. So yeah, I mean, that's what we do at Tulipshare.
Yeah. And what about you as founder? What inspired you to do this and to take this approach? Because obviously there are so many different elements. Did you have a background in tech or in environmentalism, activism? What brought you to creating Tulipshare?
My background, I worked in tech my whole life, but I used to work in the dating app world. I've started a dating app. I've worked for some of the best dating app out there. And then I wanted to change after the acquisition of my previous company. I wanted to change. I looked into ethical and impact investing, and I was just not satisfied by the solutions that were offered to me out there. If you want to change the system we live in, it will require money, because it's one of the most powerful tools that we've invented as human, and therefore I wasn't satisfied with how the financial system was answering this need of driving pure, impactful change. So I said, I have to do it. I have to do it myself if no one's doing it. And ultimately, Tulipshare was the first and is the first in the world to have ever done that, which is aggregating people, collective voice and resources to drive change in corporations.
Exciting. Well, you kind of then worked on like creating love between humans in the world, and now you're working on creating love in big businesses and making those changes.
It's a way to phrase it. Yes.
Love for the planet now.
It's about changing people's life. I mean, if you wake up every day and the product, the team you work with is about changing people's life, then it's just an exciting career. I mean, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely makes sense of things, doesn't it, really, as well, and gives us purpose when we know that we're working for the greater good.
100%.
Great. Well, tell us how we can get involved. Obviously, we'll be talking about it through City to Sea's channels and sharing some links with this post and this video as well. But basically, people just head to tulipshare.com.
Exactly.
Great. Well, Antoine, thank you and good luck. And I look forward to creating some serious systemic change with you in the future.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natalie.
Succeed. Yeah, great. Cheers.
Thank you, Natalie. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Nat's Chats. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.